Hi folks, and welcome back to Take Me To Your Paradise. I'm JP, and I'm joined this morning by my good man, Mr. Alan Stirling. Well Alan, it's been a wee bit of a change up for us, and we have a new surrounding, and we're here live
indeed,
in Glasgow in the MORVERN Lounge. I want to say a massive thanks to the MORVERN for letting us come in and have a wee chat about the thing we love to do, mate, like Celtic and football and everything else. I hope you're well, pal.
I know very well. Hope everyone's watching well and yourself.
Yeah.
No, I'd just like to kind of reiterate what you're saying. Massive thank you to the MORVERN, the staff, and for letting us in here to record. It's a great help for us going forward, and it's much appreciated. And it's great to kind of strike up a partnership.
Yes.
With the bar, and this could be our premises going forward.
100%,
so
yeah.
A massive thanks again, and we got on to speak about the club we love the most, as you say, and that's what we're here for.
That's why we're here, mate.
This is what purpose.
Kind of does what it says on the tin,
yeah,
there, doesn't it?
I know.
But yeah, as you say, mate, a massive thank you to the bar themselves, all the girls that's involved, and the girls that we spoke to and dealt with that as well. They've been really kind to us and gave us and sorted all our needs. So yeah, and aye, I'm quite liking this wee background I'm sitting in now, because it's kind of highlights my total a wee bit.
Aye, I know. No, it's a very nice place, and if you're ever in the kind of Springburn area, don't hesitate to come in for a wee pint or a baby sham, shall we say?
You still selling it?
I'm sure you'll find it somewhere.
Right, okay.
So, but aye, we'll go on to talk about what we're here for.
I thought it'd be an idea for us to come in, mate, today and have a wee chat regarding Celtic's Champions League group draw. The players that we're going to be playing against, teams we're going to be facing, and all that jazz.
Yeah.
I know we've kind of both of us done a wee bit of homework, but the homework I've done, if you would went into detail, we'd probably bore you out of tears, and we probably don't have enough time today to do it, but
Be here for Santa coming.
we'll be here for Santa coming, aye, as you say. Christmas trees not bigging up, and selection books will be
getting a sack there. Aye.
per month's probably in a job centre, but aye. So obviously we've got a wee bit here to kick us off. The team obviously up first at Celtic face at Celtic Park a week tomorrow. In fact, that is, I think it is a week Wednesday. Is the Slovan Bratislava.
Yeah.
So obviously yourself, mate. What do we know about Slovan Bratislava?
Well, we have looked into it and done a wee bit of research, because a lot of these teams we're no kind of massively familiar with, so we made sure that if we're on discussing how we're going to do and who the opponents were up against. So Slovan Bratislava, their first position in the Slovak Super League after 5 matches, 1-1 and winning 4 and losing 1.
Yeah.
They actually qualified against Midtjylland, so we'll know for kind of previous seasons. I think
the first leg was it 1-1 and the second leg was 3-2 they won?
Yeah. So we'll know obviously when Ange just came into the job that we were eliminated by Midtjylland. So obviously that wasn't a full strength side. Ange was just kind of starting off the rebuild. So yeah, they've not got a great deal of players that are kind of household names, shall we say.
Yeah.
But there is an ex-Rangers player in there, Vladimir Weiss.
Oh,
aye. So I think he's 33-year-old now.
I think we all know him very well.
He's still playing, and it's actually his dad that's the manager of them as well. Vladimir Weiss Senior, and I think we come up against them in Ferencváros. There's another player, Robert Mack.
Yeah.
So they kind of two, there's another few, I'm not kind of an absolute expert on the fact, but they two look like a couple of the most important players by the looks of it, and that's the kind of players that we're going to be coming up against, to be honest. It should, we're looking at this, it should be 3 points. We're looking at this, this is probably our best opportunity to get 3 points, and kind of see how we go forward for then, and the next games are going to be obviously more difficult, like we spoke about on kind of the dial-in show.
Yeah, obviously Slovan Bratislava, I've seen that over the last 3 or 4 games they've changed their formation quite much. They went to like 4-4-2, 4-2-3-1, 4-3-3. I think it depends on their opposition as well, who they're, you know, what way they're going to set up. Up until now, looking at the calendar and their fixtures and the results that they've had, I do think Celtic are probably the most technical team they're going to come up against, with guys who have nothing but ability on the ball all over the pitch.
Yeah.
So it's not just one or two. So I was looking through the other teams, like he says, the Midtjylland game as well. They seem to have the beaten of Midtjylland all over. They should have probably won the first leg as well when they drew nothing each. Won each, should I say? And then you're looking at the second game, they won 3-2. So, but they were beaten in their last league game there just before the international break, 5-0. I think it was at Zelina.
Yeah, I think you said that to me as well, that they made a number of changes before that game. So I think it was a completely different kind of starting lineup than they're used to having. So, as I say, they have won 4 of their games out of 5. They've lost one, and that last one is a loss, obviously, the 5-0 game.
Yeah.
But we should, if we've got any aspirations to kind of making any impact in this competition, whether that be kind of getting into the playoff round or qualifying directly, then this is a must-win game at home.
Yeah.
This is a game that would fully be expected to pick up the 3 points and moving on.
Yeah, 100%. And like you says, you're looking to get off to a great start, a fast start as well. Try and get 3 points, and then obviously on to the next game, which is away to Borussia Dortmund. I think is it the 1st of October we play them?
Pretty sure.
The dates are all mental for some reason. I don't know why this time, but I think the good thing about this, Alan, you know, people are looking at it and going, we're going away to Dortmund, we're going to Atalanta. For me personally, mate, I think it's good that we're only playing these teams once.
Yeah.
Because it might be a big helpful, you know, it's just a one-off in my opinion.
It's like a cup final every game, basically.
Really. So you never know what can happen in these kind of ties. And it, like we says on the dial-in show at the start of the week, it might be beneficial for Celtic that way because they know they're not going to have to play them again. So they know the next one's not got like a must-win or whatever else. So yeah, it might be something we could get something from. But obviously, Borussia Dortmund's the next one, mate.
Borussia Dortmund away, Champions League runner-up.
Yeah.
We're looking at, this is probably on paper our most difficult game by quite considerable distance. They seem to up their game in the last number of years and at the Champions League stage. They've no, I don't know the last time they won the German league. It was quite a considerable amount of time before, but they seem to kind of always perform in the Champions League stage.
Yeah.
There's only been 2 games played in the Bundesliga. They're sitting joint 4th. After 2 games, they've got 4 points. They've beaten Frankfurt. They draw away to Werder Bremen, but they were down to 10 men in that game as well. So having 4 points for that, it's quite decent to be fair. You look through the kind of top players, this is where we know we're up against kind of high quality opposition. You're looking at the summer there, they spent 25 million on the Brazilian Jan Couto for Man City. We were linked with him on a loan move a couple of years ago.
Aye. I think it was Big Ange that tried to get before he brought Juranovic in, wasn't it?
Yeah, so they've got top players like I'm sure he's German, Nico Schlotterbeck.
Yes, he plays he's a left back.
There's left backs, I think he can play both. You've got Marcel Sabitzer, you've seen him at different stages. He was on loan at Man United as well, I'm sure. You're looking at Julian Brandt, top player, and up top you've got Donny Marlin. I think I'm sure. I don't know if he came. Was it Ajax, PSV? I think it was he came for.
I think you might be right, mate. Aye.
I'm sure. So they have got kind of quality in abundance. They've got so many kind of top players that it's going to be a very, very difficult ask for us to kind of get anything for that game. But as you said before, it is kind of one-off games. We'll be away. The atmosphere will be. It's seen as quite scary with the yellow wall as well. So we just need to kind of go away and find tactics and a way kind of getting any kind of points we can. But have no doubt about it, it's going to be seriously difficult, that game. Yeah,
no, listen, like Alan says, it's, you know, you're away to the Champions League finalists for last season. They had a great season, they played some really good football. Obviously they've got a new manager now, Nuri Sahin as well, he's just took over them. A player that Alan Ryan, I was going to call you there. I think it's just dead easy because I'm always talking to the two of you. So, but the Norwegian lad plays the right back, Julian Ryerson. He's an attacking flying fullback. Again, a big lad, great physicality, great speed. For me, you've got the boy Adeyemi as well. They're a forward as well. He's another one. They've signed a boy. And a young English lad, and his name's Jamie Bayon something.
Gittins.
Jamie Bayon Gittins.
Yeah.
And he scored in their last game. He scored.
I'm sure he's over 17, 18 or something.
I think he's 20, or 19, 20. I think he is.
He was pretty young.
But he scored a double in their last game. So yeah, they've got some serious hitters, and it will be a very difficult game for us. And obviously the computer and the UEFA draw decided to be nice to us, and off the back of that we need to go to Italy to face Atalanta.
Yeah, as we spoke about the other night, it was a very, very kind draw for us. When you come up against the likes of kind of PSG, Bayern, Real Madrid in the last number of seasons, for the teams that we're up against, the opposition, it has been very kind, but we've got game day 2, 3 and 4 maybe our hardest games. Maybe Aston Villa you could look at as well the last day, but especially going away to Atalanta. They haven't started the season brilliantly. There's only 3 games taking place in Serie A. They're joint 11th in Serie A. They've lost to Torino and they had a heavy 4-0 defeat to Inter Milan. They've got a number of dangerous players as well. They bought a midfielder called Ederson for £23 million. They've got the Belgian international, Charles de Ketelaere. I'm trying to pronounce it the best way possible.
You done well, by the way, you done well.
So they've got the Nigerian international as well, Lookman, that has played for the likes of Everton, Leipzig, Leicester, Fulham. And the guy that maybe didn't do the best, the striker that the West Ham signed for 40 million, was Italian.
Scamacca.
So they have got a number of very, very good players. They haven't started the season brilliantly well, but the quality they have, we need to know that they are going to be a dangerous side, and this is another game like Dortmund, that any kind of positive result, whether that be kind of getting a point, will be a massive, massive statement with Celtic to get that kind of result.
100%, mate. It's a tough venue as well. I think it's quite close. It's like Tynecastle. It's quite close to the pitch, from what I remember of it. And like you says, it's another game away from home, so it's it's going to be tough. Celtic in past times have not really travelled that well. I think the best result we've had is the Anderlecht game in Brendan's first period of time when we beat them 3-0. You're looking at that, and it's a good while ago, before we get a result like that again. So I know we went to Lazio and we won home and away. We beat them in the Europa League. Yeah. But the results are kind of far and few between. It's a hostile crowd as well. You've ringed off a couple of really heavy hitters. They've got other boys. I mean, they've got a boy Marko Pasalic as well. He used to play with Chelsea, midfielder, plays for Croatia, internationalist. He's a brilliant player as well. I think they've got the big boy Martin de Roon.
Yeah.
Sure, they've got him as well. They're a Dutch boy. He's getting on a wee bit. I think he's on the other side of 30 now as well, but they've got that experience as well. So yeah, listen, there'll be no mugs, mate, and it will take a good bit to even get some sort of result. We need to be right at it, and hopefully a couple of their players on the right at it.
As I say, hopefully they continue their kind of not great start to the season.
I think that's a knock-on effect though to how good they were last season, and then going on and beating Leverkusen and winning that Europa League final.
It could well be,
and
they have lost the boy Copper Miners to Juventus as well, so he was one of the most influential players at that time. So you're looking at we need to find a way to take advantage of these kind of the higher opposition that we're playing this season. So it'll be very interesting, but just like the Dortmund game, make no doubt about it, it is going to be very difficult. But is it out with the realms of possibility? I don't think so. I think it is possible for us to pick up some sort of positive result, and as long as we keep it tight, we make sure that we're not kind of conceding early, easy goals, shall we say, that's happened a number of times within the, whether that be Champions League or Europa League, over the last number of years. We have kind of conceded a few early silly goals, so we need to make sure that we get into these kind of games very well set up, well organised, and keep it tight for whether that be the first 20-25 minutes, and then go for there and see how we get on. Yeah,
100%, mate. And then obviously, is it back to Celtic Park?
It is indeed, yeah.
Yeah, and
another the hardest game at Celtic Park, I'd say.
Top opposition.
It is.
RB Leipzig.
So game day 2, 3 and 4, I think are very, very difficult games. That's how I think it's imperative that we got off to a great start against Bratislava. I mean, it's imperative we get the 3 points there, because it is going to be very hard to get a few points for the following 3 games. But game day 4 is at home to Red Bull Leipzig. They are, after only 2 games again, just like the Dortmund side, they're joint top of the Bundesliga. They're on maximum points, 6 points for 2 games, and that included a 3-2 victory, I'm sure, against away to Leverkusen, who are the defending champions.
Aye, I think they stopped that unbeaten run domestically, didn't they?
So they are a top quality side. We have played them in the past before. We know, I think
we've beaten them. We beat them at Celtic Park before.
2-1, wasn't it?
Yeah, 2-1.
Cal McGregor's, am I right? No.
Something's telling me Ryan Christie.
I might be right. It was a wee while ago, so I think their team is...
Was it Edward?
Might well have been, but their team has changed kind of considerably since then. But they are a top-notch side. They are kind of competing at the higher ends of the Bundesliga, which is one of the best leagues in the world in football terms. So they have just made a £30 million recruit in the French defender. I think he's only got 1 cap. He's 21-year-old Lukeba, centre-half, I'm sure. They've managed to secure the loan of Dutch international Xavi Simons.
Yeah.
And so it's up top, they've got is it Benjamin Sesko? Boy with blonde hairs.
I don't know if they've got him or he's at Salzburg still.
I was sure it might be.
I know they've got Lewis Openda as well.
Aye. I was sure
the Belgian international
with that, but they're managed by one of your targets before Brendan Rodgers comes in, and that was Marco Rose.
Yeah.
So I think he is a proper top quality coach, and they are going to be a very difficult opposition to come up against. But if we, like we spoke about the other night, if we can turn kind of Celtic Park into the fortress that we know it's capable of, then there's nothing impossible there. We should be able to come away for this game with a positive result. I think it's massively important that throughout this competition we need to make sure that we remain at least unbeaten at home. I think this is probably our most difficult home tie, but as I say, I would be expecting us to at least come away with a point for this game, and hopefully push on and get all 3.
Yeah, I said it's like you say as well. It can be tough. It's certainly going to be very tough to do anything. They play at a good level. They beat good teams every week when they do win. They're playing against Dortmund, Munich, Leverkusen. Unfortunately, mate, we're not tested at that level. I'm afraid we don't have that level of opposition coming up against us. Otherwise, you would probably see Celtic playing at a different stratosphere for where they are just now. If that was every week, because you'd be building a team to get you to that and be able to do that. I'm pretty sure they've got the nucleus are very, very good. I mean, they've still got Kevin Campbell.
Yeah,
right.
I think he's getting on a bit as well.
Yeah, he is getting on a wee bit, but again, he's good experience, Slovenian internationalist. They've got the boy Hadara as well. I'm sure, did they let go of the big lad at is it Simikin? Is he away? Did they let him go on transfer deadline day? Is he still wearing him?
I'm not entirely
because he was another one that put on, the last time we played them in fact, he put it on Greg Taylor. He was elbowing, he was being trying to be physical with Greg Taylor, if I remember. But yeah, listen, Celtic Park can be quite intimidating for some teams, but I think John Clifford's comment the other night as well, saying that teams don't seem to fear coming to see Celtic and playing Celtic now the way they did maybe under Martin O'Neill and stuff, when they knew they were coming to Parkhead. You get in there the likes against Larsson and Sutton and Hartson and stuff. We don't seem to have that fear factor anymore.
That is something we need to change, yeah. We discussed that. We need to, whether that be, maybe the word nasty is a wee bit over the top, but I think we need to bring that dig in, we need to bring that fierceness for the crowd as well, to make sure that as soon as this team comes in and they hear the music, they see the lights, they know they're going to be up against they're in for a tough night. Yeah. And we need to make sure that it's back to being a fortress and a scary place to play. So hopefully we can bring that kind of level, it being a fortress again, back to where it used to be under the likes of kind of Martin O'Neill. But it's going to be difficult as well against the likes of these opposition, because there is a massive gulf financially between, obviously, with the league that we play in and the Bundesliga, the amount of finance that comes through these leagues, it's very difficult and kind of nigh on impossible for us to compete at the level of finance that these clubs are doing. So yeah, 100%. I think that's what comes down to. I know sometimes it's finances, it's not just the quality that's on the pitch. But obviously then we're moving on. We're then got another home game to the Belgian outfit in Club Brugge. Yeah. And we know obviously a certain manager across the water, just a short period of time away from us, used to be our manager. Aye. And I think he won the league with him as well, didn't he? He did quite well with him. A former Celtic player still playing with him now, and Dedrick Boyata. Yep. They've had boys like what's the lad that's a winger for PSV now? He used to play with him. Boy with a kind of blondish hair out left wing. Don't tell me they've sold him, have they? Scott Wilson? No, he's still with him. He's another one I was going to say. He's still with him. But the other boy, he's Dutch. They had that Nusa, the young boy. Yeah, they had him as well, the Norwegian boy. Who's he signed for? Another team we've... That wasn't a big team, was it? Sure, it might be Leipzig, actually. I'm sure when I was reading up, I seen that Nusa had signed for somebody else. I don't know, but right. Tell me it might be Leipzig, but I think he's moved on for Club Brugge. I think there was a number of kind of Premier League teams looking at him as well. I think Aston Villa, there was a few sides looking at Nusa. I think he's 18, 19, but he's supposed to be the kind of next big king coming out of Belgium. So, it's obviously going to be a toughish game, but they're third in the league, aren't they? Yeah, they're joint third in the Belgian Pro League. They've got 10 points. Recently beaten Cercle Bruges, their rivals, 3-0. This is a team that put Kilmarnock out. So they've turned over Cercle Bruges that put out Kilmarnock. So I don't know if that's anywhere to judge from. Obviously, we would see ourselves kind of far beyond the quality of Kilmarnock. So I think this is definitely, this comes under the same as kind of Bratislava. This is another home game, and this is one that we should expect to pick up 3 points. I know that Club Brugge have done relatively well in the kind of European scene, in the Champions League over the last number of years. I think it was one time they got to the last 16, I'm sure, of the Champions League. So they have got players with experience, like the likes of Simon Mignolet, that played with Liverpool and Sunderland. Aye. So I think he's going on about, as you mentioned, one of our ex-players in Dedrick Boyata. And as we said before, I think one of their best players and the most dangerous player is Scott Wilson, the winger. So they have recently brought in a new manager as well, Nicky Hayen, I'm sure. And he's been kind of about the Belgian lower end of the Belgian leagues. So it's still going to, any opposition that we face in this tournament is going to be difficult, but this is a game that if we've got any aspirations of going forward, this is one that's definitely necessary for 3 points. Yeah, 100%.
This is the one I'm looking for us to go all out and get 3 points. No, I don't want to say easily, but you should be looking to win this. This is a game you should be looking to put them under a bit of pressure. Again, I'm not too sure if they've played in that kind of crowd before. If it's been a while for the played at Specialist Stadium. Everybody goes, yeah, we've played in front of big crowds. Celtic Park in the Champions League night, mate, it's a different atmosphere altogether. So you're looking at that and you're saying, right, okay.
Aye, it's a must. It's a definite must in my opinion. We're moving on for Club Brugge.
Yeah, and we're going over to Croatia.
Yeah.
Over to play Dynamo Zagreb. Again, a big link with Celtic there as we got big Viduka from them. It used to be Croatia Zagreb at the time.
And I'm sure we played them in 1997. I'm sure they put us out.
Yeah,
and then we signed
Viduka and guys like that.
I'm sure we signed Viduka directly after that. But they are top of the Croatian league with 13 points with 5 games. They had to qualify for the Champions League. They qualified by beating Karabag 5-0 in aggregate. Karabag that we've played previously before, I think we were successful against them. Is at Azerbaijan they're from. It's coming again. I'm not the most up to date on Croatian football, but what I have looked at, it looks as if their striker Bruno Petkovic is probably their best player. It looks like 41 Croatia caps. He used to play with Bologna, and they will have some quality players. So, but you're looking at someone like that with a striker that's got 41 Croatia caps. When you look at the quality of players that Croatia have through their international setup, that's no mean feat whatsoever. That's definitely someone that will have quality. For me, this comes down to one of these games as well, that it's a team that's definitely beatable. Obviously, for us going away to a kind of hostile environment, Croatia, shall it be, but you'd be looking at this as one that you definitely want to be taking a point for at the very, very minimum. And hopefully that we're all in a good feel of form and we've picked up some points previously for the other games, and we can get into this with a bit of confidence and hopefully pick up 3 points that can push us that wee bit more towards kind of progression in the Champions League new format.
This is the one that I'm kind of unsure of, because again they had Livakovic as well. He was their goalkeeper. They've sold him on. He's away to Turkey to Fenerbahce. But like I'm saying, that this is the one I'm kind of thinking that it's still unknown to me, because I'm not really clued up with the Croatian game now, and you don't know what to expect when you go over here. We might be pleasantly surprised. I mean, Celtic fans have got tendencies to writing teams off we've never heard of and stuff like that, and teams that we don't know. So it's one of those ones, mate. I don't think you take anything for granted, that's for sure.
You look at Croatian football, they're always well drilled, always kind of well organised, and they have got some very good technical players. All you need to do is look at the likes of kind of Luka Modric is definitely the first one. Rakitic as well, that had a number of years at kind of Sevilla and Barcelona. So they have produced proper players in the past, and we've had kind of one of our best right backs in the last number of years, and Josip Juranovic is in that squad. So they were, that's what I was going to say. My back post Borna was in the Croatia side as well, but there's the other guy. Who is that? He plays for again. Is it Croatia? Gvardiol? I know. Aye. It's Man City now. He's playing it. Aye.
Former of Leipzig as well.
Aye, Leipzig. He used to be with. So Croatia. Over the last number of years, they have had kind of proper good players, and always kind of technical wise, they've been very good. And their teams have always been kind of well organised and technically well drilled as well. So it'll be no kind of easy match to go into. I'm pretty sure that Brendan will have the players kind of well organised and know what we're coming up against more than we do about Croatian football. But it is one of the matches when you look at on paper, and when you look at the kind of quality of the Croatian league in comparison to Scotland as well, you would say it's a game that we should be going into aiming for kind of 3 points, and at the very worst kind of taking a point away because it's an away game. probably. So it's one I'm looking forward to as well, and seeing how we do away from home in Croatia.
Yeah, 100%, mate. Obviously, it'd be nice to see what the squad's going to be when it matches up to that team. And then obviously back at home, back to Celtic Park again for our last home game.
Aye.
And it's no other than Young Boys of Bern in Switzerland, mate.
That is indeed. And I would rather we probably played Young Boys of Bern first, because they are in a very poor vein of form at the minute. They are bottom of the Swiss league. We only 3 points for 6 games. And that's including a heavy 4-0 defeat to St Gallen. They qualified by beating Galatasaray 4-2 in aggregate, right enough. They came through the qualification of the Champions League new format. They have got a number of players that we might be familiar with. Fullback Sedi Janko.
Remember him well,
came from Man United, and I'm sure, was it a year or so that he was with Celtic, I'm sure? Was it more?
A year, maybe just over if it was.
They've also got striker, ex-Rangers player Cedric Eaton.
Oh, I remember him.
So they've got a few players that we will know. Whether these guys play or not, we'll find that out near the time. But their best player looks like Congolese international, is it Meshak Elia? And he's a striker, and he's got 32 goals in 130 games for Young Boys. Yeah. So looking at the kind of all the information we've got for the likes of Young Boys, as I say, the Swiss League is not one that we're kind of keeping up to date with on a weekly basis. So going on all the information and the evidence that we have at present, it looks like he's the most dangerous player. They've got a manager, Patrick Raman. He's basically been about, and he's managed Basel before as well. He managed them for a year or two. So again, Young Boys at home. You're looking at this is a must win as well. I think the fixture list has been pretty kind to us with the home games that we've got. It looks like that on paper. They're obviously struggling in their domestic league at present. And we would definitely need to get 3 points for this again if we've got any aspirations of kind of progressing within this new format. And by the looks of it, I think we probably could, and we just need to make sure that we definitely get the 3 points for this game. I think it's a definite, and it's a must that we come away with the maximum points for this.
Yeah, you're looking at it, it's a home game, mate, so it's a very good opportunity for us to go and then stamp ourselves on the fixture itself. Young Boys, like you've said, they're not playing well just now. Hopefully that continues. We get them at that stage where they're not playing well, and our form continues, and we're in a great bubble and flying high. It's just one of those ones. I think it's further down in the group as well, so it's one of those ones we'll need to see how the squad shape up, where we're at, if players suspended, injured, and see where we are. But it's one again I'm looking forward to, mate. And then obviously, last but not least, we are down to the Midlands.
So I hope we're pretty comfortable by this time, because make no doubt about it, I think Aston Villa, with the kind of finance and how well they've performed over the last kind of couple of years under Unai Emery in the English Premier League, I think Aston Villa will be a very, very tough task. I think especially away from home. They've got silly money down there, as we all know, in the English Premier League, and Aston Villa are on our side that are kind of taking advantage of that and spending great deals of kind of finance that comes with the TV deals that they've got available in England. They're sitting joint 6th in the English Premier League with 6 points for 3 games. Most recently beaten Leicester 2-1. I think their only defeat was a 2-0 defeat to Arsenal. Sure, the other game they played, it was they beat West Ham. I think it might have been 3-1. I've only made a note of a few of our players, because obviously we keep in touch with the English Premier League, and we watch quite a lot of football for that. But some of the most important players going on positions, you're looking at World Cup winner, goalkeeper, had a few random photos taken down with the less we say about that, the better. Martinez, the goalkeeper for obviously the World Cup Argentina winning squad. a great centre half in Paul Torres, Spanish. You're looking at the Belgian international Amadou Onana as well. I think that they bought him for 50 million.
They've got the two of them now, so I was looking at Belgium the other night. They've got him and Tielemans playing at Aston Villa now, as well as they've got them in international scene as well. So
to spend kind of 50 million on the one person is kind of out with the realms of possibility for us.
Yeah.
They've obviously got Scottish international and Celtic fan, John McGinn. So John McGinn's kind of still getting the game for them as well. I think he's still a very important kind of part of the squad. And up front they have English international Ollie Watkins, who's a very dangerous
handful, isn't he?
Very dangerous striker.
Yeah.
I think we've seen that. Was it Hibs that Aston Villa played?
Yeah, they played them in the conference to qualify for the conference. They had Mr. Diaby at the time as well.
It was 6-0, wasn't it? I'm sure Watkins got a few that game. So they are very...
Have they still got the other boy, the winger? They got for Leverkusen? Logan Bailey. Leon Bailey.
Aye. Sure they've still got him, I think.
Logan Bailey, that was the Celtic goalkeeper.
The American, wasn't he?
I don't think he was American, was he no Belgian? Logan Bailey.
But they're managed by ex-Arsenal and ex-Sevilla manager Unai Emery. This will be a very, very difficult game to play.
Last time he played against Celtic, he lost.
Aye.
He was the Spartak Moscow manager.
So hopefully that's a good omen. But this will the standard that Aston Villa have got deep within the whole squad. It's at a very, very high level. As I say,
signed Ross Barkley as well, didn't they, if you're looking?
So they spend kind of money as if it's monopoly money, just like anybody in the English Premier League. So it is going to be a very difficult game. I hope that we've kind of cemented a great deal of points before this end match, because going into this game kind of needing 3 points, I think would be possibly quite a tall ask. But it's not impossible. But I do believe this will be a very difficult game, and as I say, you just need to look at the amount of quality that's flowing through all of the squads, and would need to be absolutely at our best to kind of take anything for this game, I think.
Yeah, 100%. And being the last game in the group, it's away in January, it's going to be cold, it'll be freezing. You don't know what, again, the squad's going to be looking like, their squad's going to be looking like. So, but yeah, it's one again, mate, I'm looking forward to, but I don't like to be too downbeat and say, we're going down there to get turned over. Probably likelihood is we're going to, which is fine. But again, it's good to come up against these teams, Alan, I think, and really test yourselves, because again, a club like Aston Villa, they're getting tested week in and week out. Unfortunately, Celtic aren't they, because of the product in Scottish football. But no, I'm looking forward to it. Just going through the teams, mate, it's making it. I know the juices flowing my mouth and all that. So aye.
And go through the teams as well. You are looking at it in comparison to the number of kind of proper quality sides that we've had over the last number of years in this competition. I think I can only reiterate again that the draw has been extremely kind. I'm not saying that it's going to be any easy feat, not by any means, but we've got a proper chance here of making some progression, I think. There's definite teams there that we should be able to get kind of 3 points off of, and hopefully we can get at least into the playoffs for the following round. But it is going to be very exciting. Starting off next Wednesday.
8 o'clock kick-off, Celtic Park.
And I'm sure we'll be previewing the game before then. Yes. But I think that's definitely a necessity that we get the full 3 points from that game, and then we get into the more kind of what's seen as the more difficult games kind of following that, and hopefully we can kick on from there.
Yeah, 100%, mate. And as you said, it's good to talk about this, because it gets you a wee bit more excited about it. Obviously, first up, we've got the Jambo's Hearts at this coming Saturday, so we need to take care of business there before we can turn our heads to the Champions League. But no, Alan's right. We will be doing a preview of the Aston Villa game when that time comes, but we'll be doing the Slovan Bratislava game first.
There'll be a wee bit to go. But a new year, everybody's been so.
We'll be looking forward to Easter Bunny coming back by the time we get into that one. But no, the Slovan Bratislava one first, we'll be previewing that as well, and having a look into that, and what can we possibly expect going into that game that night? But no, it's been a good chat, mate.
Oh,
again.
definitely, yeah.
Also, you guys that's tuning in, if you're new to the channel, please like and subscribe. It's totally free and it allows you to become a member of the Celtic Unrestricted View family. But, above all else, I'm on knackered now. I'm going for a lie down. Take care, hail, and we'll see you all again. Cheers, guys.